Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Sequel-A-Thon Viwana. And we're in for a treat. Kinda. So, in my quest to find one sequel to replace Adam's Family Reunion, I found three. So, I had to get rid of two others. And I may actually get rid of more. But, for now, bye-bye Anchorman 2. Bye-bye Save the Last Dance 2. And bye-bye Adam's Family Reunion. Because there's three sequels. Because we're going to talk about the sequels to Three Ninjas, which is a movie I grew up watching and is one of the only ones I don't own. I'm going to fix that. Should I have enough money left over of my birthday money, and if I get money from my paycheck this time, it varies and how much bills are and everything. I might be able to get some, who knows. Anyway, so we are talking about Three Ninjas Kick Back. And for those of you who are already in the know and are wondering, well, why are you covering this one first? For those of you who don't know, let me explain. Apparently, and I looked this up, it's a good thing I did look it up. So I did some research on this page. This Three Ninjas Kick Back was not intended to be the second film. It was originally intended as the third film, as they filmed the sequel, Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, back to back with the first film. However, for some reason, distribution issues, it says here, it wasn't released until 1995. So this movie, intended to be the third film, came out in 1994. And only two actors from the first film came back. Victor Wan is Grandpa, or Mori, whose last name here is Shintaro. For some reason, his last name is supposed to be Tanaka. Though it says here Mori Shintaro Tanaka, so it could be a nickname. But I don't know. According to this, it's a retcon. But... And Max Elliott Slade, hell of a name, returns as Colt. The other two are replaced. And I'll give it to the kid who plays Tum Tum. He does a good job. But the kid who plays Rocky, is no fault of his own. He's clearly trying. But they don't give him a lot to work with. And he's trying to play the Rocky from the first one, but he's just okay. And then for some reason, there's a subplot where he gets glasses, and he already doesn't look like Rocky from the first one. You give him glasses, he looks less like Rocky from the first one. It's like, what are we doing, right? And the plot, if you were to look up the plot list, it would probably tell you that three ninjas go with their grandfather to Japan. That is not the plot of this movie. Their grandfather goes to Japan, and due to a mix-up with a dagger and a luggage, they have to find their way there to help their grandpa deal with Emperor Norinaga from Ninja Turtles 3. That is who the villain is. I didn't recognize him at first until I showed it close. I'm like, that's Emperor Norinaga. He just doesn't have the Fu Manchu like he did in that movie. And he plays... Hey, let me tell you this. Here's a plot that may sound familiar. Stop me if you heard this one. Arch enemy of Grandpa sends three idiots, one of which is his nephew, to get something. In this case, it's the dagger. In the first one, it was the boys. So tell me, do you think that they're just recycling things? Literally. Well, the first thing is the guy sends his nephew, and this, instead of being a dude, is a wannabe rock star. His nephew and his two buddies to get the dagger, which results in the three ninjas fighting him. And I'm like, this is more of a fight like with the ninjas at the beginning of the first one than the Home Alone antics of the later in that film. Yeah. There's also another female love interest for Rocky, and they even do the Rocky loves me, yo. Rocky loves me, yo. But I would like to know what happened to Emily. Do they explain that in Uncle Up? Because I don't know. And I realized watching this, I've seen bits and pieces of hiding on a mega mountain and one of the other two in between, which was not this one. I was like, I don't remember. Wasn't there like a Native American thing or something? Because I'm like, oh, the dagger is going to lead them to... No, this is... No, the one that I saw bits and pieces of was Knuckle Up. So... Yeah. Sab Shimono, which I thought was the name of Mitsu in that. I thought that was the actor. I guess not. Shigo Mitsu in that. No, it's Emperor Norinaga. Also, the wrestler Killer Khan is in this movie. That's some deep wrestling knowledge. You know who Killer Khan is. Yeah. And Don Stark is here. Bob Pinziotti. He is also in the other one. But, yeah. Like I said, after that happens, he realizes he needs to go to Japan. So he goes to, and he's going to bring his nephews with him. For some reason, and I don't understand this. The only thing I can think of is it's just to spread the plot out to an hour and a half. Because there's a whole thing with the baseball game at the beginning. It's like, oh, we're going to go to Japan with Grandpa. And then we smash cut, baseball game. Why is this here? There is, at no point, there's no explanation as to why they're suddenly playing baseball. They did not play it in the first one. I don't remember anything in Knuckle Up about it. Why are they playing baseball? What is the point? Apparently, the tough guy on the opposing team is the bully from the first one. He looks nothing like the bully from the first one, but neither does Rocky or Tum Tum. So, well, the actor who plays Tum Tum is a little close to the actor than the actor who plays Rocky, but I guess they don't get any better when they recast for High Noon Mega Mountain. And Hulk Hogan's in that. Go figure. Yeah. So, there's this. It takes all four of them to Japan. That's what they're planning on doing. Then they have the baseball, and the dad says they have to choose between baseball and going to Japan. For some reason, Tum Tum is the only one that wants to go to Japan. But because the other two don't want to go, and they chose baseball, all three of them have to stay. I don't get that, and it doesn't make any sense, because did they watch the first one? Well, apparently they had to do the rip-off stuff, but all they ever wanted to do in the first one was learn martial arts and learn about Japan and do all that stuff and use their stuff, right? That's all they wanted to do. They wanted to use their fighting technique they were excited to use it to defend their house, and they got to fight bad guys later. They would not choose baseball over this. It makes no sense. The only reason they choose baseball is to drag out the plot to an hour and a half. Because otherwise it makes no fucking sense. And even then, they still end up going to Japan by using Grandpa's credit card. And I'm watching the scene. I don't understand how this works. Because this is 1994. And they're able to use a voice recording from a fucking answering machine, messed with it, like in the Chipmunk movie. David, are you drunk? Yeah. Hello, Miss Miller? I would like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore to meet me in Europe. Bye-bye. David, can you repeat that? Yeah, that. It's basically that. Someone such a Michael Venture went, that's a good idea. For a cartoon, in real life it makes no sense why the lady would just believe it. Though there's some ifs, ands, or buts with that. But yes, they're allowed to use Grandpa's credit card, which never comes back. They show up with the dagger because everyone has the same freaking suitcase. Comedy movie cliche number 54 or whatever. Word. The oldest thing in the book when it comes to comedy cliches is these stupid. Everyone has the same bag and they get mixed up. So when the idiot nephew and his idiot buddies get a hold of the bag, it's not in there because it's Tum Tum's bag. So they sneak to Japan to bring it in, And that's when everything is like, we want the dagger, but then we have to spend time. We mean, all of a sudden now that they're okay, we're gonna go to a tournament, and they have to give the dagger to the grandmaster of the tournament. But that ends up being a ruse because the grandmaster is switched out for Koga, who ends up stealing it. But yeah. They also meet a girl named Mio, who I mentioned is Rocky's love interest. They even do the Rocky loves Mio. But just quit copying shit into your original stuff. You know, I was okay with Sandlot 2 doing it, but then I praised 3 for only doing a little hints. By the way, I forgot to mention at the end of Sandlot 3, they do one more wink and nod. As when they go to credits, you hear forever, which doesn't really make sense to hear that, but it's a nod. But yeah, Rocky likes Mio, and who wouldn't like Mio? Nice little squirt into your water, and you get a couple of them, and it has nice flavor. There's orange or fruit punch. Not those Mio, you idiot. Oh, my son drinks the Mio. It's good. Just don't put too much. Yeah. And the boys catch on to Koga's scheme. And if you hear him say Koga, I just think of Pokemon. And yeah, apparently Koga wants the dagger to tell him the location of the Cave of Gold, an urban legend in which the sword and the dagger are the keys to open. What fucking sword? There's no sword. When was there a sword mentioned? I don't remember a sword being mentioned, but whatever. And it's really this. Okay, he reveals himself to Mori, and Mori goes, "Who are you?" He's like, "Look close." He's like, "Koga." I'm like, why did he not recognize him at first? So there's an ongoing storyline with Colt, because he's the only cast member returning from the last one, so he's the one that gets the storyline, I guess. This is his movie. I guess. Where he has to do his concentration. He tries that at the baseball game at the beginning, and it works, but it doesn't, and he ends up getting a fight with her. Here, he's able to throw a ball bearing into the muzzle of the gun that Koga has, because yeah. Well, because he and Mori are fighting each other, and he pulls out a gun when the boys and Mio show up. Throws the ball bearing, and it backfires, causing a cave-in, and everyone just runs away. Everyone's fine. And Knight Koga is like, "Oh, I realize my price of greed," and apologizes and just leaves. What was the point of this villain? Oh, and we're not done yet. Because you think we just cut to them coming home, they'd meet the parents, and then we end the movie. Fuck no! Baseball! Why? Why is there a baseball subplot in this movie? And again, it's only to stretch out the runtime to 90 minutes, because otherwise you'd have a 75-minute movie. Guarantee. The stuff at the beginning, them staying behind, and this end baseball game could be taken out. And it probably only been an hour long. Because cumulatively, it could be like a half hour of stuff. Maybe even more. Maybe it's 45 minutes. Maybe that wouldn't even be a movie. If you didn't keep this in. And you know what happens? They overcome their flaws, they win. Down by 2 in the 9th inning. Mia was playing, and the whole thing is that she can't catch, and now she does, because, yeah. And at the end, Darren, the bully guy, for some reason, who's not exactly Zachary Ty Bryan, he looks like him, is like, "I want to fight the girl." Which only proves that he's a pussy. He's a wuss. He only proves that he's a wuss because fucking, why would you pick the girl? And they don't even show it. It cuts to black while she kicks his ass. And why did she go back with them? She's from Japan. Why did she go back? What was the point? It would make more sense if it was Emily. doesn't make any sense. Though, not kicking his ass, but you know what I mean. As you can tell, I didn't particularly care for this movie. I'm gonna the original one's a classic for me. But this one is stuck in the mud. I'm sorry. The baseball subplot threw me out. They're like, you have to choose baseball or Japan. I'm like, well, we're obviously gonna go to Japan. Baseball. What? No! That makes no sense to their characters in the first film. And if you're trying to justify, well, this is the third film, maybe they've learned by then. No, this is technically only the second film. Third in continuity, but still. We didn't know that when we watched it back in the day. I didn't watch it back in the day. I think there was a reason why I never checked out the sequels. They all look stupid. This one, stuck in the mud. Sorry, no. I do not like it, Sam. I am. It's not bad enough to rot in hell, but it's just stuck in the mud and it's not coming out anytime soon. Here, I thought the one with Hulk Hogan would be the worst. You telling me it's not? Inconceivable. Keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Three Ninjas Kick Back? I'm so much like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Sky, and I'll see you in the next one. That's not what I want. I want this. Come on now.